Shalom, brothers and sisters. My name is Malachiah Ben Yeshraya. I'm a Hebrew Israelite, and I'll just like to go through the scriptures and break down who is the chosen people of the Most High. Who is the true Israelites? We have been lied to many times by the government and society. They have brought us here in slavery. They told us we were Africans. They told us we were black. They told us we were niggers. They told us we were colored. Now they tell us we're African, African American. We have all kind of different names. They change our name from year to year. We have a new name. We're calling ourselves Haitians, Jamaicans, Trinidadians. These are all bywords that was given to us by the Europeans, the slave masters. We are not Trinidadians. We are not Jamaicans. We are not black. First of all, black does not identify with any country. Okay? If you look at a Chinese person born in Jamaica, he's still Chinese. If you look at a Chinese person born in Russia, he is still Chinese. We are not black. Black is a color. Okay? There's more to it. There's something that's being hidden. So we're going to go to the book of Genesis, chapter 15. I'm going to start off reading at verse 12. My son Isaiah is with me, and he's going to help out with the reading. So Isaiah, go ahead and start.
And when the sun was going down, a deep sleep fell upon Abram, and lo, a horror of great darkness fell upon him.
So Abraham was sleeping. He was about to have a vision, so he's asleep. Go ahead.
And he said unto Abram, Know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs.
So the Most High told Abraham in a dream, in a vision, to know that your seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs. Go ahead.
And shall serve them, and they shall afflict thee for 400 years.
So they shall serve these people wherever they are. Abraham's seed shall serve these people as servants, as slaves, and they shall afflict them for 400 years. Isn't it something that the Most High told Abraham way back in the book of Genesis that your children was going to go into slavery in a strange land? Does that sound familiar? Okay, let's read on, verse 14.
And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge, and afterward they shall come out with great substance.
So the Most High said after the 400 years period, he is going to judge that nation. Now, the judgment is about to come. This is why the enemy is unleashing everything they can on us. They're trying to destroy us. They're trying to create a race war. They're creating FEMA camps. They've got Planned Parenthood. They're poisoning our food. They're poisoning our water. They're trying to kill out the Israelites, the black man in America, and women. But we don't know who we are. We think we're Haitians, Jamaican, and Trinidadian. But according to this, do you know any other people that went into captivity for 400 years? Where are they? In a strange land that they do not know? We're going to clarify this. Let us go to the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28. I call this our identity book. Go ahead, starting at verse 1.
And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that Yahweh thy power will set thee on high above all nations on the earth.
So we are supposed to be, we being the children of Israel, the so-called black people that was taken into captivity in slavery and scattered on the four corners of the earth, to the Caribbean, to Europe, to even America, wherever they took us and made us slaves. The Most High said we were supposed to be above all nations. Not equal, but above all nations. All we had to do is keep his commandments. All we had to do is follow his laws. But our forefathers didn't do this. They did the opposite of this. Go ahead, read on, verse 2.
And all these blessings shall come on thee, and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy power. Blessed shalt thou be in the city, and blessed shalt thou be in the field.
So wherever we go, we should be blessed. Do you see us being blessed like this? I see us being cursed everywhere we go. Go ahead.
Blessed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy ground, and the fruit of thy cattle, the increase of thine kind, and the flocks and thy sheep.
So the fruit of your body, which is your children should be blessed. But instead, we are cursed upon cursed. Go ahead.
Blessed shall thou be thy basket and thy store.
The basket, that means your finances. You will be highly blessed. You will have everything you need. Instead, we're the ones looking for welfare. We're taking the bottom end jobs. No, we're not very blessed right now. Go ahead.
Blessed shall thou be when thou comest in, and blessed shall thou when thou goest out. Yah shall cause thine enemies that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face. They shall come against you one way, and flee before you 7 ways.
So even when your enemy comes against you, this is if you are following the commandments. The Most High said, I will defeat your enemies. You wouldn't even have to battle your enemies. I will stop them. But that's not what's going on, because our enemies are coming against us and in every way killing our children. These police officers are gunning us down like dogs in the street and getting away with it. Go ahead.
Yah shall command thy blessing upon thy in thy storehouses, and all that thou settest thy hand unto. And he shall bless thee in the land which Yah thy power giveth thee. Yah shall establish thee an holy people unto himself, as he hath sworn unto thee, if thou shalt keep the commandments of Yah thy power, and walk in all his ways.
So if we walk in the Most High ways, which mean walking in obedience in his laws and his commandments, he said we will be a holy people. That means set apart people, different from all the rest of people. We are supposed to be the leaders on the earth. Instead, we're the followers on the earth. What are we leading anybody to do? Go ahead.
And the people of the earth shall see that thou art called by the name of Yah, and they shall be afraid of thee. And Yah shall make thee plenteous in goods, in the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy cattle, and the fruit of thy ground, and thy land, which Yah spare unto thy fathers to give thee.
So we are supposed to be blessed in every way, but this is a contract the Most High made with us. He made a contract. He says, if you keep my commandments, my laws, my judgments, my statutes, you will be blessed above all people. You will never need for anything. You would never be the tail. You would be the head. You would never be the borrower. You will be the lender. You will never have to worry about your enemies. You will be on top. But we did not keep the Most High commandments. So, unfortunately, this was the blessings of Deuteronomy 28. We're going to jump over now and go to verse 15. Deuteronomy 28, verse 15.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yah thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that these curses shall come unto thee and overtake thee.
So if you refuse to keep the laws of the Most High, he says that these curses will come upon you. So let's read some of these curses. 16.
Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field.
So wherever you live, you will be cursed. Go ahead.
Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store.
You'll be cursed in your pocket, your finances. Go ahead.
Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy land, the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep.
Even your children will be cursed. Go ahead.
Cursed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and cursed shall be when thou goest out. Yah shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke in all that thou settest thine hand unto for to do, until thou be destroyed, and until thou perish quickly, because of the wickedness of thy doings, whereby thou hast forsaken me.
So the Most High said, he's going to send. It says, the Most High shall send upon thee cursing. Who's sending the cursing? The devil? No, this is the Most High cursing you. He's cursing you because we made a contract with the Most High, and our forefathers said that these laws and these commandments we will do. But now we decide we don't want to do them anymore. So the Most High said at verse 20, read it one more time.
Yah shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke in all that thou settest thine hand unto to do.
So the Most High said he's going to send cursing upon us. He's going to send vexation upon us in everything that we set our hands to do. This is why all these so-called black people, Israelites, try to do all these different businesses, and they get the business going, and a year later the business has gone down. because we're not following the commandments of the Most High, and this is the reason why we are being cursed. This is why they're gunning down our children in the street, and we cannot do anything about them. Go ahead, start verse 21.
Yah shall make the pestilence cleave unto thee, until he has consumed thee from off the land, whether thou goest to possess it.
So the Most High shall make the pestilence cleave unto us. The Most High is doing this. 22.
Yah shall smite thee with a consumption, and with a fever, and with an inflammation, and with an extreme burning, and with the sword, and with blasting, and with mildew, and they shall pursue thee until they perish.
So the Most High is bringing all these curses against us because of our disobedience. And we still want to be disobedient. Excuse me. Verse 22, it says, the Most High shall smite thee with consumption, and with a fever, and with inflammation, and with extreme burning, and with the sword. The sword today is the gun. So the police that's out there gunning down our young brothers and sisters, gunning us down in the back, even when we try to flee from them, the Most High said he's the one behind it. Because of our disobedience, he wants us to turn back to him. And when we turn back to him, he will protect us. We must turn back to the Most High. Okay, verse 23.
And thy heaven that is over thy head shall be brass, and the earth that is under thy foot shall be iron. Yah shall make the rain of the land powder and dust. From heaven shall come down upon thee, until thou be destroyed. Yah shall cause thee to be smitten before thine enemies. Thou shalt go out one way against them, and flee 7 ways before them, and shall be removed unto all the kingdoms of the earth.
So the Most High shall cause thee to be smitten before thine enemies. We will be destroyed before our enemies. We will fall right before our enemies. Who are these enemies? I'm going to show you a little further down. Go ahead. 26.
And the carcass shall be meat unto all fowls of the air, and unto the beasts of the earth, and no man shall fray them away. Yah will smite thee with the botch of Egypt, and with the eroids, and with the scab, and with the itch, wherever thou cannot be healed.
So the Most High is going to put all sorts of sickness and diseases upon us. Go ahead, 28.
Yah shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart.
Now the Most High said he's going to put a curse of blindness upon us, madness. A lot of our people is walking around here taking all sorts of medicine, ADH this, schizophrenia, bipolar, you name it. The Most High said he will put these curses upon us if we are disobedient to him. Go ahead.
And thou shalt grope at noonday, as the blind gropeth in darkness. And thou shalt not prosper in thy ways. And thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore. And no man shall save thee.
No man shall save thee. They are going to capture you, which they did, capture us out of the homeland. We were in Africa at the time. We were captured out of Africa. And yes, the Africans, the Hamites, did help the Europeans to capture us and put us on these slave ships. And we were taken away to a foreign land where no one will save us. Read on.
And thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shalt not gather the grapes thereof.
So you shall take a wife. During slavery, we went through this over and over. You will get a wife, but the slave master would lay down with her anytime he chooses. He would give her to anybody he chooses. His friends, they have a poker game, and all his friends will come and they'll send for your wife, and you had no choice. This is part of our punishment, brothers and sisters. Go ahead, 31.
Thine ox shall be slain before thine eyes, and thou shalt not eat thereof. Thine donkey shall be violently taken away from before thy face, and shall not be restored to thee. Thy sheep shall be given unto thine enemies, and thou shalt have no one to rescue them. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thine hand.
This is what we went through during slavery. during slavery, our sons was taken and sold, our daughters was taken and sold, and you never seen them again. This happened to millions of our people. Okay, this was a normal thing. Do you know of any other people that went through this? That they took your children and sold them and you never seen them again? Well, we, the so-called African American, this is what happened to us. The true children of Israel. Read on.
The fruit of thy land and all thy labor shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt only be oppressed and crushed away. So that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thine eyes, which thou shalt see. Yah shall smite thee in the knees and in the legs with a sore botch that cannot be healed, with the sole of thy foot unto the top of thy head.
So we shall be diabetes, high blood pressure, cancer, AIDS, you name it. These diseases are taking our people. We are leading with all these diseases, even breast cancer. And the Most High said He's the one putting these or allowing these things to come upon us because of our disobedience. Now we are going to jump down to, for time's sake, let's go to verse 48. Deuteronomy 28, verse 48.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies with Yah shall send thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
Okay, so the Most High said, therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies. So he made it clear that these people are your enemies, which the Most High shall send against thee. So he's the one sending these enemies against you because of your wickedness, right? You shall serve them in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness. Okay? Any one of you ever seen Roots? You've seen that the slaves, the people they made slaves, they were hungry, they were thirsty, they were naked, and furthermore, with a rod of iron around their neck. Now, how many nations do you know of that went into slavery in nakedness with shackles around their neck? I only know of one people. Read on, verse 49.
Yah shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
So the Most High is going to bring a nation against us to punish us, a nation as swift as the eagle. By the way, what is the ornament for America? The eagle. Right? He said this is a fierce nation. A nation whose tongue we shall not understand. See, we spoke Hebrew back then. They came speaking English. We didn't understand a thing they were saying. Read on, verse 50.
A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young.
So these people that was coming against us, that the Most High said is our enemy, he said they will show no regard for the old nor the young. Now these people, they don't have respect even for their old folks. As soon as their folks get 65, they throw them into a home. They don't want to take care of them. When they have babies, they hire a nanny and let the nanny take care of their babies. During slavery, they would let the slave breastfeed their babies because they didn't want to do it. They didn't want to disfigure their breasts. Read on. 51.
And he shall eat the fruit of the cattle and the fruit of thy land until thou be destroyed, which also shall not leave thy either corn, wine, or oil, or the increase of thine kind, or the flocks of thy sheep, until he have destroyed thee.
So this nation that come against us is going to attempt to totally destroy us. Now we're going to jump over to verse 58 for time's sake. Go ahead.
If thou wilt not observe to do all the words of this law that are written in this book, that thou may fear this glorious and fearful name, the all thy power.
So if we will not be obedient to the Most High and fear His name and be obedient to Him, this is what's going to come upon us. And it has come upon us. Go ahead, verse 59.
Then Yah will make thy plagues wonderful, and the plagues of thy seed, even great plagues, and of long countenance, and sore sickness, and of long continuance. Moreover, he will bring upon thee all the diseases of Egypt, which thou was afraid of, and they shall cleave unto thee. Also every sickness and every plague, which is not written in the book of this law, them will Yah bring upon thee, until thou be destroyed. And you shall be left few in numbers, wherever you were, as the stars of heaven for multitude, because thou wouldest not obey the voice of Yah thy power.
So because you won't obey the voice of the Most High, you want to turn to all different powers, you want to turn to all different gods and go all different ways. The Most High said, I'm bringing these curses upon you. Now tell me, brothers and sisters, this description here, does this fit the so-called Jewish man in Israel? Did they go into slavery naked with shackles around their necks? I don't remember that. Go ahead. 63.
And it shall come to pass that as Yah rejoiced over you to do you good and to multiply you, so Yah will rejoice over you to destroy you and to bring you to nothing. And you shall be plucked from off the land whither thou goest to possess it. And Yah shall scatter thee among all people from the one end of the earth even unto the other, and thou shalt serve other powers, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone.
So the Most High said that he is going to scatter us amongst all people, all around the earth. We are the only people that were scattered during slavery all around the earth. And furthermore, when we get to wherever we will go, he said we were going to serve wood and stone. We were going to serve other gods. We were going to serve other religion. This is what we're doing now. We are serving what is the wood? The wood is the cross, Christianity. That is not our religion. We are also serving Muslim. Okay, they go to Mecca to worship a rock. We are not Muslim. Continue.
And among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest. But Yah shall give thee there a trembling heart and failing of eyes and sorrow of mind. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and thou shalt have none assurance of thy life. In the morning thou shalt say, Would Yah it were even, and at even thou shalt say, Would Yah it were morning. For the fear of thine heart wherewith thou shalt fear, and for the sight of thine eyes which thou shalt see. And Yah shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Stop right there for a minute. Go to Exodus 20. So, verse 68, this is the key pin note right here. Verse 68 says, And the Most High shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. With ships. Now, we read about the shackles around the neck, right? And we're going into slavery by ships. Do you remember the Asian going through this? Or these white people that's in Israel that's calling themselves Jewish? Do you remember them going through this? No. The only people that went through this is the people that was taken off the shores of mostly West Africa and brought into America, into the Caribbean, brought into Spain, brought into the whole of Europe. This is us, my brothers and sisters. Okay? Now, to show you where it says we shall go into Egypt again, in Exodus verse 20, read verse 1, please.
And Yah spoke all these words, saying, I am Yah thy power, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
So the house of Egypt means the house of bondage. Bondage. It means slavery again. So at verse 16 when he says, and the Most High shall bring thee into Egypt again, it means bondage again. With ships. With ships. By the way whereof I speak unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there you shall be sold. You shall be sold unto your enemies. So we are going to be sold. This is what happened to us. We were brought to America. We were brought to England and the Caribbean and Canada. And we were sold. Who were we sold to? It said you shall be sold to your enemies. So this so-called white man that bought us and made us slaves for almost 400 years, the Most High said they are your enemies. Enemies. So you are trusting your enemy. So when they pull you over and you do nothing at all and they end up shooting you and showing no remorse, that's because they're your enemy. But you think they're your friend. My brothers and sisters, I pray that you would research this video, research Deuteronomy 28 yourself, and it would open your eyes because you are the true people of the book. Hallelujah.